Hello everyone, it is Rollie, and I am having some technical difficulties with getting Zoom, and so I'm hoping that Kristina is going to be able to find me, because I don't know how to be able to tag her because I've never done this through my phone. So hello everybody! So I'm on live. So let's see if she can find me, and then I can invite her. I'm hoping, because I've never done that before. So this is going to be something new for me today. And I'm trying to go in to... So for those of you catching the replay, don't mind me as I try and get this figured out. Oh, there's Kristina. So invite her, adding, maybe.
Hey, I'll even go this way.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay. So I'm not sure how that is showing up on Facebook. Because the way that you're showing up on my phone is that you're actually up in the corner. Yeah, you are still showing up in the corner. So if I put my phone, will it change it? Rotate your device. You cannot turn while you're live.
Okay.
No, apparently
now we know.
Now I have to try and put my phone back. Oh, look at that. We're sideways a couple of times. So I can see I'm trying to put up Facebook. So normally I do this through Zoom, but it is every time that I tried to link it up through Zoom to go live, it kept saying that I actually had to reload Facebook again, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. So I tried my laptop because I thought maybe it's just the computer and it's needing an upgrade or something. And so I tried the laptop, and the laptop said the same thing. And I'm like, okay, well, apparently it's a Zoom and a Facebook link today that's just not working. So you're up in the corner. I was kind of hoping to have us side by side, but apparently, and when other people do this with Facebook or with their phones, you end up being side by side. So I don't know how come I'm not.
Yeah,
But
not sure.
what do I know?
Not sure.
What do I know?
Works. It works. This is how we learn, right? This is how we stay humble.
Well, and that's the whole point, right? So, so one of the things is that lots of things have actually happened over the last 24 hours. So, so today is Monday Whispers, even though we're doing it this way. And so Monday Whispers is all about being able to bring inspiring women forward to be able to share their knowledge and their experience. And unfortunately, something happened with Brittany that she's not able to hop on with us. And so I sent out a really quick message out to Kristina and said, hey, Kristina, any chance that you're available to hop on? And I just thought that it would actually be really perfect because rather than just having you guys listen to me talk for however long, I thought that it would actually be really good for you to be able to hear from Kristina, who is our next guest on our women's wellness workshop series that is actually happening in Haileybury. And so I thought it would actually be good for people because not everybody knows who Kristina is. And so I thought this is a perfect opportunity to be able to get to know who she is for those of you who are coming. And those of you who are kind of sitting on the fence, not really sure, who's this Kristina person coming from Timmins? So I thought this would be a perfect time of being able to, there's another little button here. Request to be in your broadcast. No, I don't know what that means. I just saw another little button. I thought maybe that would actually put us side by side because I'd like to be able to get a close up of you.
I don't know.
Because right now you've got
like all of. I'm kind of floating in the corner like a ghost. We're good.
You're my guardian angel over on my right side.
I should probably be on. Yeah. No, I'm more of a devil. I should be on the other side.
So maybe Kristina, did you want to start with talking a little bit about who you are and what do you do?
Sure. So I am just a mom, a sister, a daughter, a you know, as somebody who's survived a whole bunch of stuff, that it creates who you are. So here I am. My name is Christina. I am an Amazon. I'm 6'5", which is what people notice usually first. And if you attend the workshop, you'll notice that. That has created in me an ability to be able to kind of not intimidate people. Because when you grow up taller than everybody else, you try to pull yourself smaller. But also realizing through my process that we all do that. We all keep ourselves small. So I've spent the last 10 years of my life learning how to be me 100%. And in the process of learning it, in the process of becoming it, dragging people kicking and screaming along with me. So I have a lot of family and friends who have also kept themselves really small. We're Irish Catholic. That's how I was raised. There's guilt involved. There's shame. There's all these lovely emotions that have protected us from childhood on, but they don't allow us to be everything that we intended on being when we chose to become this human being. So I'm really excited to work with Rollie. I attended a workshop back in March and fell in love with you, with your process, with your energy. Was thrilled that the universe allowed me to participate in a new and exciting way than I had expected. And so now I'm really pumped to work with women over the next few months.
So, for those of you who don't know, and I know that some of you guys are obviously not necessarily going to be able to attend, but you're more than welcome to come from wherever it is that you are. For some of my friends that are in Australia or that are in the US, I'm guessing you're probably not likely going to come for a 3-hour workshop, but we would be thrilled to have you. But for those
Come
of
on
you
up,
who
we'll
are
make it a weekend.
local, we got where we're actually staying is amazing because where we're actually doing the hosting the workshop is amazing, and because they actually have a B&B that's actually downstairs in the building that we're in the wellness center. So for those of you who are coming in from out of town, there is a place for you to be able to stay if you guys actually want to be able to come up and make it longer than the 3 hours. We'd love to have you. And I'm not sure what Nicole's vacancy rate is, but I'm sure that she'll be able to like fill us in on whether or not that's possible. But we've also got some other places that are pretty local and pretty close by as well. So if that is one of the things that are stopping you is like, well, where am I going to stay? Is there are a few places that are actually around in the Haileybury area. So that is fabulous. And so the other thing that I wanted to be able to say is that Kristina is actually coming up to do 3 workshops. So she's doing this workshop, and then she's coming back again in January and February. And so this is fantastic that that we're actually able to hop on this live, because like this is a perfect way of being able to introduce you for the topics for January and February, even though we're not going to talk about those tonight. But like that's something that's like really important. So so can you tell us a little bit about the topic that you chose for Saturday's workshop?
Sure. So the authentic living. So I'm just sorry, I'm limited because my laptop didn't work, and so my phone keeps moving. Try not to make everybody nauseous. Authentic living is something that came out of my experience, and it came out of dealing with a lot of friends and clients over the years, realizing that we create this persona, and it prevents us from being who we want to be and who we feel we need to be. Sometimes we do it to protect ourselves. Sometimes we do it because we think people will like us more. Sometimes we do it because we just don't know any better. And so when I teach the Authentic Living workshop, it's to share a bit of my story so that people understand that I'm not here and I don't know all the answers, and it's not, I'm Miss Perfect and I'm going to wave my magic wand and everything's going to be wonderful. It was a lot of hard work to become who I am today. And I still have a lot of work to do. But I want people to understand that being your authentic self is the best gift you can give to yourself and to those you choose to be around. I'm always thrilled when I see somebody being their authentic self. Like when when you're on a subway in Toronto and somebody's got like the bright blue hair and everything, and I'm the one who goes up and goes, "Oh my God, I love your hair!" Like be big, be bold, be who you are, or wear pearls and cardigans and pin curls. Whatever your authentic person is, um, I think we owe it to ourselves to attain that and then live that.
And like that is really, really important for us to be able to do. And so like I said, like this live just kind of, when I was actually having some trouble and I messaged Christina and said, "Hey, Christina, are you going to be able to, are you doing this from your phone or your laptop? Because I'm like, I'm really not sure. It's not working." And so she's like, "I'm having trouble getting my laptop working." And so she's like, and I said, "Okay, well, can we do phone?" And she's like, "Oh, yes." Right. So like all these things that are supposed to happen in a certain way. And one of the things that was like really, that's really interesting is that when I first met Christina was that she was coming to provide some services to at our women's conference. And everything from our women's conference was completely turned upside down. Nothing went according to plan, nothing. And so for those of you who know me, know that like I've got a plan and we've got to try and figure out how to make the plan work and like following everything that we need to be following. And nothing, not one thing went exactly according to plan. Our location changed. People were sick. There were people that had family emergencies. There was a whole bunch of stuff. And so we were trying to figure out who we were going to place where and how. And so Christina was getting her stuff set up and she comes out and she's like, "So do you guys need another speaker?" And I'm like, "I think we're just going to try and figure out how to make do with what it is that we have." And she's like, "I'm more than willing to be a speaker." And I'm like, "Really? Awesome." And so, and Christina's like, "Well, and I can talk about," and like, "Do you want to know what it is that I'm going to talk about?" And I'm like, "No, I don't care." No, just sure. If you're going to be a speaker, well, how long do you need? We'll just fit you in and we'll rejig the schedule and we'll just figure it out from there. And so here we are doing this Facebook Live today. It was impromptu, first of all. And then,
Mm-hmm.
then we ended up with like all these other technical issues. And like, so here's Christina way up in the little corner, and here's me trying to like get into that space, but it's like, whatever. And so like just being able to, and one of the things that I have learned a lot over the last year is really allowing myself to be me. Right. So that has been, so people that are in my safe zone get to know who that me is, but people who are not in my safe zone, it's kind of like, I need to have a professional image. I'm supposed to like have all these things, all of my ducks in a row, and everything's supposed to be perfect and everything's supposed to look good. And all these other things start to happen, but we have life. Life comes in and decides what a lot of things are going to happen. So, and one of the things that that I think that is like so important based on the things that you've just shared is that importance of but of being true to ourselves, right? So like if we can actually be true to ourselves and not hold ourselves to the standards of I need to be perfect. So if I want to have, not if I want to have a bad day, but if I'm having a bad day, that it's okay for me to have a bad day and it's okay for me to be in those feelings and it's okay for me to be in those emotions um without it being a big deal. And so as much as those are the things that I've worked with my clients over the years, is being able to be true to yourself and that kind of thing. And like, well, who cares what anybody else thinks, that kind of thing. We still hold ourselves to a different standard, right? So like, what's your experience with that, Christina?
Well, I think, again, growing up in Northern Ontario, Irish Catholic, taller than everybody else, those are the reasons why I created this persona. And so I remember being probably 35 and I was attending college. Now I've always been the tall Christina everybody likes because Christina's nice, Christina's friendly, she doesn't need anything, she's got everything taken care of. And I remember having an administrator in the school that I found out she didn't like me. And I was like, how could she not like me? How, my whole basis of living was that I had to make sure everybody liked me. It took weeks and weeks of getting over this, but I haven't done anything. How I could have maybe I represented something to her. Maybe I was strong or taller than, who knows? I triggered something in her and she didn't like it. And I had to take weeks of my life to figure out why. And I think that was one of the turning points for me where it was like, okay, well, if you're always authentic, it's like that rule. If you never lie, you never have to remember the lie. Well, if
Yep.
you're always being authentic, people will either like you or they won't. And if they don't, it's not because you didn't try, it's just because they don't like who you are. And so I spent a lot of time and wasted a lot of energy. Yeah, like what's the background? So today's call, it's funny, we're doing demolition. I'm in Englehart, actually. I'm not even in Timmins today. We're demolishing an old house. And when we agreed to do this, I said, okay, great, I'm going to do supper and I'm going to do this. So it's 5 to 7. And my partner says to me, do you know it's 5 to 7? And I'm ripping towels off the ceiling. And I'm like, what? No, it's not. So I raced in the bathroom, washed the face, brushed the hair, changed the shirt. So I can't show you what my pants look like because I'm covered in 70-year-old dust. But again, same thing. As long as I bring myself to the table authentically, you either like me or you don't. And I'm
Yep.
not going to waste my energy trying to be something that I'm not. Instead, I will focus my energy on being available for people like yourself, being available for people who need something and bringing that to the table. Um, it's lessons we need to learn, and I still learn it repeatedly. Um, but authenticity and being humble and being real is a gift. It's a gift.
And it's something that you have to practice, especially when, like you said, like you've grown up with, you're supposed to be that people pleaser. You're supposed to make sure that everything is good. And if you don't do what it is that you're supposed to, then like the wrath of God is going to come down and like strike you down and strike you dead, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's something wrong with this, right? So it's being able to be okay with who you are. And like it takes a lot of, it takes some of us a lot of effort to be who we really are externally, right? So we are who we
Mhm,
are,
mhm,
and like that doesn't change. Like, but it's like who it is that we represent ourselves to others, right?
mhm,
So like I said, that whole persona of like, oh, everything needs to be all lined up and everything needs to be perfect. And we had so like with all the changes, like going back to the conference, we had all the
mhm.
changes and all these things that were actually going on. And we had one lady, and I'm frantic. Like I am like in tears in the grocery store when I walk up to find out that the grandmothers aren't coming. Because that was my last straw. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. And so I'm standing in the grocery store, meeting up with the other volunteers, and I just break down crying. I'm crying in the middle of the grocery store because like this is just one more thing. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to be doing now. And it's like people are coming in. And so people had already been aware, like I had already sent out emails that things would be changing and that the venue was changing, but they didn't know all the rest of the stuff that was changing. They just knew that the venue was changing. I didn't share everything else that was going on because at that point I didn't even know how it was going to happen or what was going to go on. And so Thursday evening, I had one lady who sent me a text, and her response is, well, I can't believe that how disorganized this is and that you guys are making us move and we have to change all of our venue. And I rented a motel room that was actually close by so that I could actually go back and forth without traveling in the middle of the night kind of thing. And my initial response was to pick up my phone, and I started to text, and the words that were coming out were like, no, that is not really who I am. Like, I am not angry and vindictive and like this nasty person, but that is the part of me that was actually coming up at that point because I was equally just as frustrated as she was, if not more so. And so
Mhm.
it was like, so then I just took my phone, closed it off, took it and plugged it in and plugged it into the bathroom because then I didn't have it close by. So if it was dinging or whatever, I didn't have it close by. It was away from me. If anybody needed to get a hold of me, they could physically call. They knew the people that were in my room. And so if they absolutely needed to get a hold of me, otherwise, everything else could wait till tomorrow. And so I put the phone away. And then when I got up the next morning, then I was able to respond in a different way of being like my true self, right? So
Mhm.
just being able to, but it was okay for me to be able to be in those feelings,
Mhm.
right? So it was okay for me to be right where I was. And sometimes we think that we need to be something else. We need to be a different way. We need to try and people please. So I could have tried different ways of being able to express myself. I could have been trying different things. Like I said, my initial response was like, yeah, no, definitely not that one. But then even trying to figure out how to be able to is like how, like, I can't fix the problem. I can't change what it is that's going on. I can't change what it is that's happened. We were moving ahead with it just because of the time that was spent and the money that had already been expended. We were moving ahead because we needed to still move ahead. We just needed to make adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes life throws different things at us that it's like,
just in a great observation too. While we're in our path of becoming who we are, it's tough, right? Because we do come up with situations like that where we're all of a sudden face to face with someone who challenges us, that we're not good enough, we're not enough, we're not smart enough, we're not fast enough. And so we have two different ways of reacting. Either A, we can retreat back to who we used to be and appease them and be someone that they want us to be. Or we can take a look at them and realize that they must be dealing with something really dark and really heavy to share that with me, to judge me. So how much judgment is going on in them that they are also they're willing to judge me? Because if I don't look at it that way, then I start to doubt. And that little girl at the back of my head that tells me that you're not fast enough, you're not good enough, you're too tall, you're too this, you're too that, she comes back again. And so I have to thank the universe every time I'm given that challenge, whether it's a new relationship, whether it's a client, a coworker that comes at me with this judgment and anger. And I have to stop and realize, no, this is just a reminder that I'm on the right path and that this person needs love. So what you did was right. You give them time to just like a little chihuahua, let them run around in circles and bark and get rid of their energy. So by the time you got back to them the next day with a common sense, yeah, I get it, frustrated too, looking forward to seeing you there, like that kind of reaction, now they're going to feel like they've got egg on their face. You didn't step down to the same level. And so you got to stay authentic, let them deal with their own stuff. And hopefully eventually, especially if they're involved with things like the workshops that you do, they have the chance. The universe is it's dragging them to where the healing is happening. So hopefully that person was able to tap into some of that healing that weekend and realize that things change. What's that saying? Something happens?
She definitely did. Like, she and I had a really long conversation afterwards, but it was just like, and I had told her, like, you know what, my initial response was, and I'm like, yeah, no, not a good way of handling it. And so so I want to say hi to Diane, to Diane, and Tanya St. Louis says hello, Kristina, because I don't know if you can see the comments. And Diane says hello, beautiful beings of light, and Miriam's on as well. And I know that there's more people that are on because we've got 7 people that are on. So so if you're on, hop on, say hi. Like, and give us some feedback on some of the things that that we're sharing and talking about. And love the hearts. So thank you so much for the hearts. So, and I know that and I know that you know this as well from working with people over the years, is that we get stuck in these expectations that we set out for ourselves. So we set out these expectations and we really struggle with how to be able to do that. And so one of the things that if you are interested and you've kind of been on the fence about coming to this workshop, Kristina's going to be sharing more about how to be able to live that authentic self, and we're going to do some journaling prompts. And I'm not familiar with the one part, so I forgot what it was called, Kristina. The second you're doing that one assessment, what is that called?
We're doing the passion test.
The passion test.
We're doing the passion test.
So
yeah, it's an amazing.
I had to try to remember. Okay, which one?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was trying to explain to somebody that they had to join in and get on board, and I couldn't remember the third workshop. I had to go look it up. So yeah, there's just too much going on. So the passion test, I
Which is
think, is yeah, exactly. Um, I'm excited about sharing the passion test. It's something that I've been doing about once every 6 months or so. Again, we're so busy that I don't have the ability to just sit around with coffee and bonbons every day and figure out what I want to do with my life. Um, Look, I keep buying the 649 tickets just in case, you know. But yeah, the passion test is neat. It's a bit of a process, but it helps you figure out your own uniqueness and where your strengths are and where your emotions lie without somebody else really digging into your life because it's all self-reflection. And then it gives you something to use as an affirmation. And we spell affirmation AFORMATION because you're forming
oh,
something.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're dealing affirmation is what's going to come out of it. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
So, is there, can you still do the test even if you're retired? Yes,
Oh
of
yes,
course
and
you
it's
can still do it.
nothing to do with career. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so Diane, an example of my result is things like I am healthy and flexible and pain-free is one of my affirmations. And that's something that I had to go through the process to realize that that's one of my top 5 things that I'm missing. Like I have sore joints. I don't drink enough water. I don't move enough some days. And so by creating that as one of my mantras and my affirmation, it's helping me become the best person I can be. So most of the people who do the passion test, some of it may be career oriented, but most of it is life oriented.
So, so the workshop is on Saturday. So it's on the first Saturday of every month. But this particular workshop is this coming Saturday in Haileybury. And the location that we're actually in is called the Harbour View Centre. And so if you're in the event page, and I'll actually put a link in the comments for the event page as well, when we're done, because apparently I can't do a whole lot from my phone. So I'll add it to the comments for the event page so that you'll actually have that. But I have, so that it's easy to find, is that I did a video. I actually took us on a tour of the Harbour View Centre. So and Zian says affirmation. I like that. So that's really cool. And but being able to, so it'll actually have the view so that the I can't even remember what it's called. So the Harbour View Centre is a new building that has just opened up. I'm thinking it's might have been 6 months, but Danielle can correct me if I'm wrong on that. So roughly about 6 months, I think, is when they actually got it started and finished, and not started but finished. Because they started it about a year ago, and they did all these renovations. So the building that it's in is used to be a nurse's residence. And so Danielle and Luke live on the main floor. Like, so when you first come into the building, and then downstairs is the bed and breakfast rooms. And then upstairs is where all the healing rooms are. So like there's massage rooms, there is treatment rooms, there's an office to be able to rent. And so that is where I actually host my weekly sessions, is that I actually get to rent that space. And so we're renting that particular space again. So we're going to have access to tea and coffee, and we're there for 3 hours. So we're there from 9 until 12. We have different things for people to sit on. So if somebody wants to be able to sit on cushions, or if they want to be able to sit on chairs, or if they want to be able to sit on bean bags, we've got different options of being able to do that. So just being able to come in dressed comfortably, and it doesn't matter what you look like, because Kristina may come in her in her Reno pants. Who knows, right?
Nice. If I'm running late again, you never know.
Right? So, and just come naturally, come the way that you are, come being you, because that is exactly what it is that we're doing. And it's Saturday morning. Like, So we want to be able to be comfy. And like I said, we're there for 3 hours. We're going to be able to have lots of things to talk about, lots of things to share. And so, so Donna Day is, oh, this is good to know. So I'm not sure where she is. So very beautiful and cozy. Yes, absolutely. We are all beautiful and cozy. And like that's the part of being able to be ourselves. And so, Zian, I'm hoping that you're going to make it. Donna, I'm not sure where you're from, or Tanya, I'm not sure where you're from. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to make it as well. We'd love to. We still have a few more spaces. So the space is limited to 12 women, so it's going to be nice and cozy. It's not going to be like 50 women all in one room. And so there's only 12 women. There's only room for 12. And so we still have a few more spaces. Love to be able to still have you. And so I'll actually add the registration link in here as well. Is there anything else that you think that would be really important for us to touch on or talk about, Kristina, that you think that people might?
What I liked what you said about dressing authentically, like whether it's yoga pants and a t-shirt, whether it's big sweater, or if you like to get dressed up every day, that's definitely something that be who you are. Whatever gives you your best inner power. Donna, you're asking newcomers. Yes, always newcomers are welcome. You just have to register with Rollie. Definitely, I suggest when people do come to one of these workshops, if you have a daily journal that you're already using and you want to continue with that, bring it with you. And if you, oh, and if you don't have a journal, I'm going to bring some with me, and some, of course, some Sharpies, because Sharpie's the best thing in the world. Could be down on my luck and I may not be able to afford coffee, but I will always buy a Sharpie because they're so much fun. Anything that helps people with their process. Glasses, of course, you're going to be doing some reading and some interaction. So definitely make sure people bring their glasses. I always forget mine. As you see, they're somewhere in all this unpacked stuff. So Donna, I think yeah, Rollie's going to share that with you.
So it is it's $45, and it is from 9 until 12 on Saturday morning. So this coming Saturday morning. And like I said, I'll add the link so that you can actually register. And that is so cool, Donna. I'd love to be able to meet you. So we're here. Well, I was going to explain to Kristina where Earlton was, but I guess I don't need to. She's in her Englehart, so she knows where Earlton is. So because she's from Timmins, so it's like, oh, people don't know our area, but Kristina does know our area because obviously she's in Earlton, or she's in Englehart. So it is in Haileybury. So so for those of you who are not quite sure where it is, it's 307 Main Street. And so Main Street is, for anybody who knows, it's the Courthouse Hill. That's called Main Street. Some people call Ferguson Main Street, which runs the other way, but Main Street actually is the Hill Road. And so it's actually the next building right after the bowling alley. So if you know where the bowling alley is, it's the very next building after that. So but it's not hard to find. It's like right down by the lake, like just up from the lake. And so, so where the Haileybury Pavilion is, at the harbor front, is that you can actually see it from there. And like I said, I'll actually put the video in these comments so that people can actually go back and the link for the video so that you guys can actually see and you guys can see the tour. So when you come into the building, you come in through the main doors, but then you go upstairs and you go all the way down to the end of the hall. But Kristina and I will be watching for you guys anyway. So so we'll make sure that we're there to make sure that you feel welcome, that you're not kind of feeling stranded. But like when you first come in, just come straight up the stairs and that's where we are. So I'm sure that you'll hear our loud, boisterous voices. And so so I'm not tall like Kristina, but my voice is pretty loud a lot of times. That comes from being in a French Catholic family. So so to be loud, to be heard. And like when my mom's family has 13 kids in it, so then I'm the oldest of all the grandchildren, so you've got like all these people around. And so Angèle, this would be a perfect opportunity for you to be able to come to our end. So Angèle is in Timmins, but
Awesome.
This would be a perfect time for you to be able to come and join us. Love to be able to see you. Angèle is a childhood friend from when I lived in Timmins way back when I was a child. And so, so she and I don't connect often. Facebook has been wonderful for us to be able to connect, but we'd love to be able to have some new faces, some old faces to be able to join us. And like I said, we still have some more room available. So just sign up. So if you're having any trouble with the technical part of the signing up, then just send me a quick message and I'd be more than happy to help you. And I'll actually tag me as well in there so that just because this is from my Facebook page, so I'll just tag me personally so that way there, if you guys need to inbox me, then I'd be more than happy to help. And Kristina's awesome on Facebook as well. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that you guys are not quite sure, just hop a question in and Kristina and I will be more than happy to be able to help you with that. So yeah, really looking forward to this weekend. So it's like super soon and it's getting so pumped. So Donna is asking, so can I ask a few things? Absolutely, you can. So sorry to be new from this. I have seen a few lives, but wondering, is this about finding your happiest self and learning about yourself? Reason I'm asking is I'm on a big journey. I just lost it because I had to open it bigger. Okay, so myself of weight loss, reconnecting with myself, and I'm trying to find something that will help me guide me into myself. And sorry for it. You know what? I talk a lot too, so all good. We will get along just perfectly. So it's always and to answer Lisa's question, it's always on the first Saturday of the month from October until June. Not this particular workshop, however. Kristina's coming in this time. Next month, it'll be a different provider. And so going back to Donna is that this is really about you being able to take whatever it is that you're going to take from it. So it is always about being able to be on yourself, about yourself. So if you're on this self-discovery journey, this is definitely a really good workshop for you to be able to take, at least in my opinion, it is. And one of the things that I always remind people is that when you attend, whether it's something that I'm offering or that somebody else is offering, is take what you need and leave the rest. Some things may not resonate with you or may not resonate with you right now. So like you take what you need and you leave the rest. And that is how we actually move and go through our own personal growth. Because if we don't, then we get bombarded with everybody else's stuff. And then we also end up with things that don't necessarily resonate with us. And then we struggle with trying to make it work for ourselves. And so I know that Kristina will have some different tips and I will have some different tips. And if something doesn't quite fit, then definitely let us know and we'll try and come up with some other things. And other people in the room may have some suggestions of things that work for them. Right. Exactly. So that is the beauty of being able to gather together, is that even though Kristina and I are facilitating this, doesn't mean that we are completely the experts, because you are the expert of your own life and other people have things to share. Other people have their experiences. And so being able to work together is amazing. So Lise, do you work this weekend? Hopefully not. Hopefully you'll actually be able to come this Saturday. So, Kristina, I guess you can see the comments. So Lisa is actually saying that she's working every other weekend. So hopefully this is her off weekend. That would be awesome.
It'd be nice if you could make a few out of the 6. Yeah.
So it's and the topics are different. So the topics are different. So even though Kristina's the only one who's coming in several times, everyone else is like is coming for one particular workshop. Kristina was just right on the ball and was able to say, like, I want to pick these ones. So,
I was really excited.
So it's like she's like, I already signed up for some, and I'm like, some? Oh, holy smokes! And I went and looked at the list, and she signed up for 3, and I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. So
yeah, I wanted to add something. I did want to add just one little thing, Rollie. When Donna was asking about, is it about certain things? And I find when I receive information, whether it's at a coffee shop and I'm having with a friend or somebody else gives me really good information, sometimes it has nothing to do with me. But what I've learned is that sometime in the next little period of time, someone else will be asking me questions for something that I don't know the answer. And that's what that was for. So when you're attending the workshops, definitely some of it may not be like, this doesn't pertain to me. Listen anyway, because who knows? Maybe you'll be having coffee with your best friend on Tuesday and she'll be saying, like, oh my gosh, like I just can't get past something. You say, well, hang on. I heard this. I don't know if I like it. Maybe it'll be work for you. It's amazing how that there's no such thing as a happenstance or, you know.
Yep. And things always happen and like I am a huge believer in things always happen for a reason. Sometimes we don't know what that reason is, and sometimes those devastating things are not things that it's like, seriously, why are these things happening to me? But there's always something to learn from it or to share, right? So if it's not about you learning, it's about you sharing. And so so Donna, that is amazing that you've actually been able to do that. So that is, hey Miriam. And so being able to help us figure out who we are and what it is that we're doing is like extremely, extremely important. And like, again, like I said, you take what you need and you leave the rest. And that is like a really big, huge thing that I really stand with is when I'm working with any of my clients, it's like something doesn't resonate with you, then don't do it. Right. So unless it's something that you're just trying to avoid. So like if that's a different story, but like it's so like if something just really truly doesn't resonate that way of whatever it is, then change it. Find something different. Find someone new to be able to get that information from. So very right, or even learning from others, something can click by their stories, absolutely. And we all have our own stories, right? So we all have our things. So like I said, Christina's the Irish Catholic, I'm the French Catholic, right? So like you've got some similarities, but not completely, right? There's a few things that are a little different. And so like that's, like I said, we're loud and boisterous in our family from being French. So, and especially a large French family. And so like there's and my mom is one of those ones that are like extremely loud that I always have to say to my mom, shh. So
But she's adorable. We love her.
She's very tiny. She's not very big at all. She's I think she's 4'7" or 4'8" at the most, I'm sure. And so like so standing next to Kristina is like a huge difference.
But she beats me in attitude. So, like she's 6'5" in attitude, so she's good. She's good. She's adorable.
So, and I'm pretty sure she's signed up. I know that she was going to, so I'm not sure if she actually followed through just because of different things with my dad. So I'll have to check the list to see whether or not she signed up for sure. But she was planning on coming. So that's great. So, hey, Diana, I haven't seen you in forever. You should come from Thunder Bay and come and hang out with us. And bonjour bien. So hopefully you guys can make it. And like if you guys are not sure, like I said, shoot us a message. We'd be more than happy to be able to answer any questions. If you have any technical questions on being able to get registered, then shoot me a message. And like the registration form is online because it's all virtual, but I know that sometimes some of you are like not too techie savvy and something doesn't always work that way. So then just shoot me a message. We can try and figure out a different way of being able to get you registered. So maybe I can do it manually or you can pay it a different way. Like we can figure that part out as well. So, so don't let these things stop you. If there's something that is happening that is not working, then please make sure that you let me know because I would love to be able to have you there, Diane, Diane just popped up, but Kristina would love to be able to meet so many new people as well. And like I said, even if you're coming from somewhere else, then come on out. Like, so I know that I travel to different places for different workshops. So like, love to be able to see some of my Timmins folks or some of Kristina's Timmins folks coming and joining us. I know that I did I was at a wellness fair in Mattawa on the weekend. So like some Mattawa folks or North Bay folks we're quite interested. So come on out. We'd love to be able to have you guys join us. And so it doesn't matter where we are. It's warm and welcoming. Despite the fact I'm saying warm, as we all know that we're all in the middle of snow coming. I'm not sure how much snow that you guys have up in Timmins, Kristina, but woke up yesterday morning to the wellness fair to snow. in Mattawa. It was like, oh, this looks really beautiful. I hate snow, but it looks really beautiful. It's like picturesque. So, but
Yeah,
definitely.
it's here. It's here.
And and you know what, Donna, that is one of the things that I really focus on, and it's really important to me, is about empowering women. And women empowering women is huge. And oftentimes we have that there's this competition for some reason, right? So like we have this competition, this need for needing to try and be better or whatever. And that's not for everybody. That's not everybody's case, but that is one of the things that happens often. But when we can actually support each other, and which is one of the reasons for doing this partnership. So yes, I can teach all of my different workshops and all the things that I'm doing, but it was just really important for me to be able to reach out to others and say, hey, I'd love you guys to be able to help me support these women, because everybody has their own knowledge. Everybody has their own things that they can share. And so doing this, these workshops, these series of workshops, is an amazing way of us being able to empower each other and share with each other. So, I'm really hoping that you're able to come too, Donna. So like I said, if there's something that you guys are not sure of, or something that you guys have been doing, then please let me know what it is that you guys need some help with. And so, oh, thanks, Lisa. Lise, I should say. I'm horrible with looking at names. And you know, a lot of people in Timmins too. Are you from, I can't remember where you said you were from, Lise. I know that you told me, I just can't remember. I have to scroll back. I think she told me. Did she tell us? I don't remember. No,
Donna's in Earlton. Donna's in Earlton. I'm not sure if she's...
And yeah, Lise, I'm not sure where she's from either, but love to be able to have you guys come and join us. And so, so that's, yeah. So really super excited, and so glad that you guys were able to join us on live. If you guys think that there's somebody that you know that might be interested as well, share the video. So love to be able to have you guys have let people know. And you're right, Donna. Knowledge is definitely power. Oh, Lise is from Haileybury. Oh, that is so cool. I'm from North Cobalt. So love to be able to have, so you're like, I'm like, again, I'm not sure if you're working, but love to be able to have you guys join us. And so, is there anything else that you can think of, Kristina?
Nope, I'm just excited to be able to find out who the universe brings together on Saturday. So Lise, the universe will bring it to you on the courses that you need to be there for.
So love to be able to have you guys, as many of you guys, come out. Like I said, if you're not able to, or if you guys are running into some glitches, and like I said, some of you guys, and I get a lot of that from a lot of clients because I do a lot of my stuff virtually. So all of my registrations are done on the computer and that kind of thing. And people are like, I can't do that. Message me, send me a message. I'll be more than happy to be able to help you guys with that.
Sounds
okay.
Good. Thank you.
Super. Bye. See ya.